Hi everybody, it's Tom from FindTheBestCarPrice.com. Today we're going to look at the 2022 GMC Sierra. This is the AT4 Limited. It is going to have the Carbon Pro package. And what does that mean, limited? Well, that means that you're not going to see the changes that are coming for 2022, such as the 13.2-inch touchscreen, but we'll have that in the near future. This model has a sticker price of $67,000, let me get that right, $67,490. So what exactly do you get with the Carbon Pro? Well, let's take a look. It's going to start right here with the wheels. You're going to have those 20-inch wheels wrapped with the 275/65 tires, and it's the finish on the wheels that is what the Carbon Pro package gives it, just in case you're wondering exactly what that might be. And that's not all. We'll work our way around here to the front. Instead of having the chrome grille, maybe you're not a fan of chrome, you're going to see not only with the grille and the color of the grille going to have that carbon finish or kind of a gray finish, but it's not only there around the grille and just the overall grille itself, but also on the bezels surrounding the fog lights here on the front end, accented by those red tow hooks. I think that's really kind of the perfect look for this particular model. And under the hood, really what I have come to find as being one of the more popular engine options for these trucks, the 6.2-liter V8. Here under the hood, as already mentioned, the 6.2-liter V8, it puts out 420 horsepower and 460 foot-pounds of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and with that big of a motor, you might be wondering, well, what kind of MPGs can I expect? 13 miles per gallon city, 17 out on the highway, 14 combined, and according to GMC, if you don't have a heavy right foot, every 100 miles you drive, you should use 7.1 gallons of gas. And we'll take a quick look at the remote that comes with this AT4 Sierra. You've got all your favorite features there. You can open the tailgate and you've got remote start. And before we open the tailgate, let's talk about exactly what you have here with this multi-pro tailgate, as it definitely has some really great features and functionality. So we'll start here with what you can use as kind of a multi-space table, a work table. You can use that to eat off of, eat your lunch there. You can hold your It can hold your laptop, anything you want to. And then the step right here that you can put in place can be used as a bed extender a couple of different ways, not only here, but there's one more position where you can do that. So I'm going to close this back up, and then we will open the tailgate. Go ahead and take a look at exactly what you have inside of the bed. Now, this is with the Carbon Pro package on this truck. You're going to find that the bed is a little bit lighter. So towing is going to be a little bit different, but we will take a look at exactly how you can figure up those numbers here in just a little bit, with one of the more unique features that this truck has that you won't find on a lot of other trucks. And we'll go ahead and open the step one more time. There's that second option on extending the bed if you want to. So if you've got something that needs to come out here, but you need something for it to kind of butt up against, well, there you go, you've got that. So there is that option. And then that's not all there is. We're going to hit the button one more time and drop that down, and then we'll open that up. Let's see if we can get that to open. There we go. You've got the step right here with kind of the graphite or grip tape right here. If you want to use that, that helps to get in. There's the handle you can put in place to make it easier to get in and out. But one thing we haven't seen before here, this one's going to have these speakers built in, and all the functionality for controlling what you're going to listen to is right here. There's even a light there for doing so after dark. And then you also have some connectivity features right here, depending on what you want to plug in right there. There are a couple of options there. And overall, the bed does have plenty of space in there, quite a few tie downs. And obviously you're going to find that it has the bed liner. But what was I talking about earlier? If you're not familiar with these trucks, this is why I didn't give you the towing and payload numbers. Everything is found right here, and it's going to tell you what you can tow, what you can haul in the bed, and it's going to tell you based on the type of trailer also that you're hauling, whether it's conventional, whether it's fifth wheel, whatever it is, it's going to let you know what you can do. That is a very nice feature. I'm really surprised we're not seeing that on more trucks yet. Okay, we'll take a look into the interior, and there is a lot of space back here. And the good news, if you're the middle seat passenger here, you don't have a large transmission tunnel that's going to make it really uncomfortable. So that's a nice feature. And you can see the jet black and Kalahari interior. That's part of this package. And then you have the in-seat storage right here in the seat backs. That's always nice. You can also lift the seats themselves up on both sides to store things underneath. The tools to change the tire, if you ever have to change put a spare tire on, are on the other side. So we're going to take a quick look here at what we have on the rear of the console here with the dual air conditioning vents. And there will also be connectivity options as well in the way of USB and 12 volt. All right, let's take a look in through the passenger side door. I tell you what, there is a lot of storage within the interior of this GMC Sierra. Not only with the larger door bins right here, but also you have the upper and the lower glove boxes right there. Plenty of space in both places. Obviously down here you're going to have quite a bit more, but it is there. Power driver and passenger seats, or that Kalahari accent color right there, and even a little bit of storage here on the side of the console. You could probably stick a cell phone or whatever you can get to fit in there. Someone's reading a book and they want to take a break. Well, they could put it right there. And a very large console. This center console is one of the biggest in the industry. And here's what's interesting. Right here is the wireless charging pad, but there is an aftermarket charging pad that can be mounted right here. There's a 12 volt connection back here where that can be connected to give it power. And like I said, that is a large console. You also have additional connectivity options right there in addition to what you have right here. And taking a look in through the driver's side door, not much different than we saw on the passenger side other than seat memory and this button right here. If you push that, let's see if I can show you that in one shot. You can fold the mirrors in, those power folding side view mirrors. And then here you're going to have your driving modes, and there's really only 2 driving modes. I'll show you what those are in just a second. And then you've got the controls for all of the lighting all around the truck. And there is quite a bit here, not just headlights and taillights. There's quite a bit of lighting all around the truck. And I promised you a look at the modes for driving. As you can see, there's not a lot there. You've got normal and you've got off-road. And then your steering wheel mounted controls, everything for your adaptive cruise control over here on the left-hand side. And then you've got functionality such as voice commands. You can answer and hang up on phone calls and go through a whole lot of information right there on the dashboard with the right-hand side. And then more storage. I talked about a lot of storage here within the interior. There's more right there. You also have the infotainment screen right here. And some people are going to say, man, that's kind of outdated. Well, you can say what you want. Some people aren't going to mind. Some people are. It just depends. But there's still a lot here. You can go in and look at your rear view camera. You don't have to be in reverse to do that. And you might notice there's no way to get back there on the screen. Well, just go right down here, hit that button, and that's going to take you home right there. And then if you're going to be trailering a good bit, well, there's everything you need right here. It's going to give you status. You've got your checklist that you can go through. And depending on the type of trailer you're towing, remember I noticed that or mentioned it earlier, you have conventional, gooseneck, and fifth wheel, all that information on the stickers that we looked at on the inside of the driver's side door. You can store your trailers here and go into settings right here. And obviously you can connect your phone and do all that good stuff. Wireless, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. You don't even need a USB cable to connect all of that. Super simple. And we already took a look right here. You saw what we have, but obviously I'll go over it real quick again just so you'll see. You've got your dual zone climate control, several one-touch features right here for turning some safety features on and off, opening the tailgate back there. You can turn your traction control off. There's the button for your hazard lights if you ever need that. But overall, that's just a quick tour of what you get with this truck for $67,490. All right, let's get out on the road here for our test drive. And I'll tell you one thing about driving any of these GM trucks, or the GMCs or the Chevrolets with the 6.2 liter under the hood, is you really need to keep an eye on your speed. Being as high off the ground as you are in a truck to begin with, you don't get that sensation of speed that you would when you were lower to the ground. So that contributes to unintentionally driving faster than you might mean to sometimes, and maybe not in some cases, I don't know, but one way or another, I'll tell you what, I am very impressed with the great acceleration. And I realize it's just me in the truck, so that obviously will make a difference. And this truck isn't really meant to be a hot rod or anything like that, but when you step on the pedal, you definitely get a nice earful of the exhaust note from that 6.2 liter V8. I can't get on it too terribly hard in here, plus it's a brand new truck. So we'll be nice, we'll be careful and not do that. But overall, this is a fun truck to drive, and with the rear view camera, you know what's behind you, and there are a lot of additional options for cameras that you can have added to these trucks if you want to, and obviously that's not a problem. But depending on your situation and what you're doing, well, you may or may not need that many more cameras. So a larger truck like this, that kind of thing can sure help in any given situation, especially if you're not used to driving something quite this large. But I tell you what, this is an easy truck to drive overall. It's not as big as it might seem to some people, but obviously being a truck, well, what is the ride quality like? Well, it's not too bad being an on-frame truck. Obviously, you're going to get a bit of a rough ride because you've got something that's made for towing and hauling, so it needs a little bit more beefed up shocks and suspension to be able to handle that kind of thing. But I tell you what, it's most certainly not going to beat you to death. It's not going to beat your passengers to death, although I haven't had the opportunity to ride in the back seat of one of these yet, depending on if I have one of the salesmen from the dealership or my videographer Carrie working with me, which I get a few days a week, couple of days a week. Then I can ride in the back seat, and maybe we'll do that sometime with one of these GMC Sierras in the near future. But overall, I must say I'm very impressed. Acceleration is not a problem. If you've never had that 420 horsepower under your foot, it might be a little bit of an adjustment to get used to how the truck accelerates when you're driving down the road or taking off from a red light, but you'll get used to it. But overall, a very versatile truck, a lot of great features that you don't see on all trucks, not only with that tailgate, that multi-pro tailgate, but with the stickers down there on the inside of the driver's side door. You also have great information to help you out with knowing about towing, payload, and a multitude of variations when it comes to what you can and can't do in different situations.
To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.